Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching from our face of the earth. My name is Kokwe, your favorite food scientist, and welcome on another episode of Let's Talk Food. I am happy because we have someone else on the show coming to talk about how their perspective of how they see food. And stay tuned, you're going to learn a lot of stuff. In my first episode of Let's Talk Food, we had a food engineer telling us how about how he sees food and all those kind of things. Today we have another person, a different culture, and from a different experience, and we are going to hear it all out. So I am happy to introduce to you.
Hi, I'm Kalevani. I am a food engineer and I'm a vlogger too. I'm from India and I've been in France for more than 2 years now. And Kokwe, we did our class together. We did masters together. So he's a really close friend of mine. And
Right.
yeah, so I've just gone through his pages and saw he's doing some stuff related food in his channel. So I thought, why not? So I literally called him and asked, can I be a part of your show? And he said, yes, I was thinking about it. And where are you? Call me. And yeah, and do follow my vlog also. I'm posting vlogs in Instagram page. It's explore dot Vani. Oh shit, I forgot.
Explore at Neil. I would add the handle, don't worry.
Yeah.
That one, yeah, I'll add the handle, yeah.
And if you want, I can also share you my culture-based cuisine. I have multiple, so you can ask me
Oh,
anytime.
certainly. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, so outside that now, yeah, let's get things started. How do you see food? Personally, how do you see food?
Personally, I see food as an energy source, not as a food engineer, of course. Not as a food engineer.
Okay.
And normally, we need energy to do any kind of work.
Right.
Without energy, we can't do anything. So, I see food as an energy source and also a cultural thing. Because each culture has its own connection with food, and we have a lot of connections with food. For any festivals, we prepare a special kind of food and we offer to the deities, and we do pujas before eating. So we have special connection with food as Indian. And how do you see us define food?
Well, that's interesting. Like, so you have different cultures with different food, like different festival with different food that you make.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Personally, for me, I just eat food to get satisfied. Yeah, just to satisfy my stomach. Yeah, when I'm hungry, I know my stomach could be crying, and I just put food inside. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, but outside that, there are so many things that food can do to, if you are going to look at it from a well-defined point of view, as mentioned in our first episode. If you've not watched, you can go and watch it. Yeah. So, what are some of the cultures, right? And any specific food, like what are some of, when you see a food, when they mention certain food, maybe it's probably related to a culture to you from India, something like that?
Yes, of course. For example, we say modak.
Right.
In my language is Tamil. My mother tongue is Tamil. In Tamil, we call it as korukute. We specially
You call it what?
korukute.
Korukute.
It's korukute. It's made out of rice flour.
Right.
It is stuffed with coconut, jaggery, and cardamom powder, of course.
Okay.
And we cover it and we boil it. We don't roast it or we don't deep fry it. We boil it, so it's healthy too.
Okay.
And this festival, it will be happening in September. So it also related to the climate also. So
Right.
we celebrate every festival according to the climate. We do certain food. And so this korukute, we specially do it for Vinayak Chaturthi and Saraswati Puja. Saraswati Puja is a festival we do to celebrate the god of education.
Oh,
yeah.
The god of education.
Yeah, we have god for education. Her name is Saraswati.
Oh.
And my name is like one of her name, Kalevani. It's also one of her names. So my name is also.
So you're a god of education.
Yeah.
Wow.
God of arts.
No wonder you've been schooling. Like,
thank you.
Oh my goodness. She's done 2 masters, right?
No, it's my 4th master's.
Oh my
I
goodness.
did 2 masters in distance education.
It's okay. It's okay. 4 different masters.
Yeah.
Come on. Well, she's a god of education, right? Yeah. So, out of all this culture and the foods that you have mentioned, I believe there are some of these foods that when you mention it, it brings you either a memory with your family, a childhood memory, and all those kind of things. Is there any kind of food in that section for you?
Yes. When I was a child, like when I was 7, 8 years old, around that age, every Sunday, my mom used to cook in the kitchen. I will be just going inside. She will be frying the fish rough, and she's cooking the chicken fry.
Yeah.
I will just go inside the kitchen. I will grab the hot fish or hot chicken in the plate. I will just eat it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So anytime you see chicken, like that's the memory that comes to you.
Yeah, because that's the time when someone makes you something and you, without any tension, without anything to think about, you will just go inside, you will eat whatever you want, and then you will just go out to play.
Not in today's world where you have to do everything. Not now that you have to do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those childhood memories are one of the wonderful ones. So you just enter the kitchen and then you grab whatever you want. Like, now you have to make it yourself.
Yeah,
Not just make it yourself, you have to think of what to eat.
That's the big task.
Shout outs to the ones that eat rice always.
Eating rice is different thing, but what to eat with rice, it's the big task.
Right. Just make a stew.
That's the big task.
That's interesting. Now let's go into the industrial setting or industrial domain. Based on your previous experiences in your industrial internships and all those kind of things, how are you going to relate, the food that we think ideally at home and food that we think in the industrial setting?
Actually, the internship I did, it was based on quality, and I did in the headquarters. I didn't get most chance to visit the factory. I was not in the factory setup. I was literally in the company setup, looking into the desktop, just going through the documents like HACCP, halal certificates, ISSO, FSSC, all the certificates which the documents are missing from the suppliers we are getting. So I was totally into that. But still, I got chance to visit the factory maybe 5-6 times, the different sites.
Yeah.
The factory I did internship was sugar factory.
Right.
So without sugar, we don't have confectionaries, bakeries, not even the bread. Even for doing caramelization, you need sugar.
Right.
So everything we need sugar, and the process, it was good, but they also need more chemicals to purify the sugar. That's the part. I was like, okay, we need to avoid sugar a little bit, or else we just need to go to the brown sugar.
Right.
That they use less chemicals to whitening it. So I usually use the brown sugars rather from white sugar.
Right, that's interesting. Well, as much as you're talking of the good aspect, there are still bad aspects, but there are things that we cannot weigh and all those kind of things. There are facts backing them. But then it's a topic we can discuss on another
I have a question.
Yeah.
Sure. You also did internship. So what do you think about the food in industry and food we make at home? Do you have any aspects about that?
Right. So honestly, the world is evolving and the field of science is also evolving, especially when it comes to the research and all those kind of things. I got the opportunity to do mine in a research lab. So like the research, I also worked on something on sugars. Like it's so surprising. Like I worked on something on sugars. I worked on a project that has to increase the sweetness of a raw material. A raw material, a raw material which is used in making chocolate, so that we substitute, the added sugar and use that raw material instead, in place of the sugar.
You mean the artificial sugars?
Yeah, for sustainability sake and all those kind of things. So like I could tell from a point that the science is evolving, and then although like there are some of these things that are good and some of these things that are bad, the more you consume the bad ones, the more it has a health effect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's still under discussion. Everybody knows what is right and what is wrong. And then they are making improvements, right? They are making improvements to correct the actions that had already been done. Yeah. So I would say from the home base and then the industrial base, sometimes they are two great different things. Yeah. In my first episode, I mentioned that, you can have, what we practice in the industry is just on a large scale of what we do in the house. Yeah. But Well,
Yeah, I saw your last episode, and
yeah, that it wasn't agreed on. Exactly.
Exactly, I don't agree with
yeah, the
that too.
mindset's a little bit the same. However, the technicalities and all that are a bit different. Yeah, so I think the word is involved.
I just have one point to add that
Yeah.
you in the last episode you
Yeah.
said even when you're making the home food, when you're making food for 2 people, the ingredients are different.
Exactly.
But when you're making for 10 to 20, the ingredients are different. But if you calculate the same exact amount for 2 and you multiply it for the 10 people, it will be a disaster.
Right.
So,
Right.
so the home cooking and the industrial cooking are not same.
Yeah, they are not same. Yeah, so I think I was scolded for that. Yes. Yeah, it's a good thing actually. So, do you have any final words? Like, what do you really have to say about food and all that? You didn't mention if there's anything peculiar about food to you.
My peculiar food, like what I like the most.
Probably.
I like all food. I don't have any specific food. I love to try all cuisines like Chinese, Korean, Japanese, French, Italian, whatever. I just like to try everything, anything.
Wow.
Just I hate 2 dishes. The goat intestine, I don't like the smell really. It's really bad. And the dry fish, I hate that too. Apart from those 2, I love to eat anything, anytime, everywhere. so
once it's food, they should bring it outside and goat intestine and then
the dry fish.
The dry fish.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, unfortunately, I don't have anything that I dislike. I like everything. Once it's food, bring it. I'll eat it. Okay, so it's very interesting having you here. Do you have any final words for anyone watching? And if anyone would like to try an Indian cuisine, an Indian meal, what would you suggest from your point of view? Yeah.
It depends. If you like spicy food, we have a lot of spicy foods in India. Mostly, actually, biryani, it's from Arabic countries, but it is very famous in India. So if you go to India, if you like spicy food, try biryani. Chicken biryani, no. Mutton biryani. Biryani means mutton biryani. Try that. But if you hate mutton, you can try chicken also. It's up to you. We have multiple varieties of sweets from milk to gram flour. We have multiple varieties of sweets for you to try. I have a big list. This video will not be enough to make a short it. So you can try the sweets. You can try the spicy food. We also have less spice food. So what do you think? You can get that in India.
Okay, that's interesting. Wow. It was good having you here and good for you watching till to the end. Stay tuned for our next episode. As you all know, I'm Kokwe, your favorite food scientist. See you in our next episode.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.